Iowa State lost a recruit over the weekend. Oklahoma picked up a couple of their own. The Big 12 is out of the NCAA tournament. TCU is still alive in the NIT. And speaking of TCU, their quarterback, or their former quarterback, in a bit of hot water today. And Kansas State shows why they continue to be the class of the conference. All that, maybe a little bit more today. The Daily Show, or the Daily Spread. I'm Chris Ross. It's March 27th, 2017. Let's get after it. As always, like, hit, share the button, whatever you want to do. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, then hit the little thumbs down button. That's okay too. That's how we get better. USC graduate transfer, supposed to go to Iowa State. He was committed to Iowa State. Ends up flipping to North Carolina. Let me pull it up here. Khalil Rogers. He was what was he actually? A tackle? I believe it's tackle. I'll have to look it up. Alright, as that takes forever to load. Oh, no, here we go. Oh gosh, what was he? It doesn't matter. He's not going to Iowa State anyway. But I do believe he was a lineman. Guard. There you go. Offensive guard. That's what it was. Okay. So he's headed to North Carolina instead of Iowa State. He was going to give the Cyclones some big help. This year he would have been a graduate transfer, so he'd have been able to play right away. Kind of a blow for the Cyclones there, but at least they have losing a guy. If you have to lose a guy, this is the time of year you want it to happen, because you can kind of prepare. You have the rest of the spring practice and fall camp to kind of get guys ready to play. Oklahoma picked up a couple of big commitments of their own over the weekend. 4-star running back TJ Pledger, 3-star defensive tackle Jordan Kelly, both committed to the Sooners. I believe they're both Oklahoma guys. I believe, let me pull up their class here. All the class rankings on the website, landgrantgauntlet.com. They've all been updated, and you can go check those out and see who's already committed to each class and where the classes rank and that kind of thing. And Pledger, he's originally from Bradenton, Florida. That's right. He was an IC guy. Yeah, I'm gonna pull him up here. Yeah, he was an IMG all-purpose back. So he's from the IMG Academy and out of Florida. And then Kelly is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, played at Tulsa Union. Both of those guys, big gets for the Sooners. Obviously, it's still young in the class, so they aren't done, but expect some maybe a few more commitments here pretty quick for Oklahoma. Definitely some help there. They actually boosted them over the Jayhawks. The Jayhawks have been dethroned from their reign atop the recruiting, the Big 12, and they are now second in the conference. Oklahoma now first, 9th overall nationally for the 2018 class. So that's pretty cool for the Sooners, little bit of normalcy, but it was great to see Kansas up there. Maybe they could get a couple more guys out of Louisiana and boost the class back up. We'll see. Who had TCU as the last Big 12 team in postseason play for the Big 12? Not me. I had Kansas. Unfortunately, the Jayhawks fell in the big dance to Oregon. Oregon was a little too much. The Jayhawks just, I don't want to say, Oregon was on fire, and you can't do much about that. But the Jayhawks just weren't themselves. Not a good game, and it's tough to survive that stage of the tournament if you're not going to have a good game. But TCU, they play UCF in the semifinals of the NIT tomorrow night at 9. I believe that's 9 Central. So definitely tune in, cheer for them, because they are the Big 12's last postseason help. And, we can use whatever boon we can get. Speaking of the Horned Frogs, former quarterback Trevon Boykin was arrested early this morning, late last night, however you want to look at it, after kind of a serious incident here where he was in a vehicle, and it looks like the female of the vehicle that was driving backed her car up into a local bar in Dallas, Texas, and crashed through the building, actually. Hit people that were on the sidewalk, injured a bartender on the other side of the wall that was, in the bar. I don't think you go to work, you're at work working and expect to get run over by a car, but for that poor guy, that's what happened. 4 people were hurt on the sidewalk, so 5 people injured total. 3 people taken to the hospital with injuries. What I heard was like a broken ankle, dislocated arm, that kind of thing. Serious, but not life-threatening. He was the passenger. I think that's important to remember. However, he was arrested for public intox and then a marijuana charge, which is probably possession, I believe. But last I saw, I don't know if he's bonded out yet. I don't believe he has. I don't think it had been set. Well, as of 8 a.m. it had not been set. He might have now. It's been a few hours. But something to pay attention to there. He has been in Seattle playing for the Seahawks behind Russell Wilson. He played, I believe, in 5 games last year. I don't think anything too major would come down from the NFL from this. Maybe a few games suspension. But the charges themselves aren't all that serious. I mean, it's a bad look, but as far as stuff goes, it's not super serious. It's just the incident itself is fairly serious and kind of disturbing there. And then we'll just wrap up today's show. As always, if you have something you want to talk about, leave it in the comments. We'll answer them and we'll talk about it tomorrow, that kind of thing. But we'll wrap up today's show on a bit of a high note, some good news. Kansas State, class of the Big 12. Bill Snyder continually shows this, with his letters to opposing players, coaches and that kind of thing. They donated, or they didn't donate, they used their football equipment truck to deliver hay to western Kansas. And if you don't know, the Texas Panhandle, parts of western Oklahoma, western Kansas into Colorado have been just ravaged by wildfires. I mean, we're talking acres and acres and acres and acres that are just gone because of wildfire, and lots and lots of crops, people's hay, their livestock. People have lost livestock, but they simply just don't have the hay anymore to feed what they have. So there's been a big effort to deliver hay, donate hay to that part of the country, and it's really cool to see someone step in that has this. I mean, let's face it, these equipment trucks are they're very, I don't know how much, but they're very expensive vehicles. They're just decked out, and they're using this truck to deliver hay out in, BFE, Kansas, and that's pretty cool to see, just everybody try to pitch in and use what they can. Definitely, Kansas State continues to be the example of the Big 12 and give them credit. That story is there on the homepage. You can see it. Great picture of there's a great picture there of the truck loaded down with hay being delivered. And I want to shout out to the guy that took it, Caleb Drinkgern. I probably just butchered that, but great pic from him, and kind of he put it on his Facebook, and that's kind of how the story took off. Kansas State obviously wasn't looking for any kind of credit or anything by doing this. They just did it to help because that's what was needed. So that's really, really cool by them. And that'll wrap it up for today. Today has been Monday. We got through Monday, so only 4 more days of the week left before we get back to the weekend, and then only so many weekends left before we get back to football. If you like the show, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the don't like button. Leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts about anything you want, really, and we can talk about it tomorrow. All right, thanks, guys. I've been Chris Ross. This has been The Daily Spread, brought to you by LandGrantGauntlet.com. You can follow us on Twitter at @the_LGG, and give us a shout. We'll always try to reply back, and that's what we're here to talk football. All right, see you tomorrow.